Up everybody, welcome to Quantum Ascent. I have Plume up on the screen, the one-day price chart. Last time we checked in wasn't a video, just a post over here on June 19th as we tapped that 786. At that point in time, we weren't sure if Bitcoin was going to roll over and do another leg. So we said, hoping for a short-term bounce before Bitcoin rolls over. And that any Bitcoin dump is just a retest. So that was here. We came down, came back up, did retest it. And as you can see, we're kind of finally starting to break out of this channel that we've been in since May 12th, May 10th. Came out, came back in. So let's see if we can start to build a little bit of strength, though, and get this thing kicked off. It feels like there's almost like a narrative in the works right now for the crypto markets. Like, I don't know if it's going to be this week. I don't know if it's going to be next week. Kind of tough with the 4th of July holiday, but some of these things look like they're hitting pretty, pivotal moments here. I don't see a lot more downside here for Plume, unless Bitcoin does break down a little bit further. In that case, we could see down here. We'll worry about that if it comes. But for the time being, looks like we're trying to build a base and get started on that next wave. So if we look at how Plume's doing it on the macro, it's like a 1, 2, 3. That 4 is pretty low for a 5. I don't even know if I love that count. And it's so hard with these inception candles here, so we won't worry about that for the time being. We're going to be looking for 5 waves to get us up into this area whenever that does end up being, because we're at the lowest price we've been since the first day, right? It's pretty much been down since March, but this thing's, again, only been around since January. So these younger coins, it's a little bit harder to do the TA. They're a little bit more volatile. From a sentiment perspective, you're not really sure how the market's going to react yet. So I typically avoid stuff this young, but it was a request from you guys, so I figured we would knock it out. We're finally getting close, though. We're breaking out of this 40 point. Below the 40 is bearish, right? Look right here when we broke down. From that point in time that we broke below 40, and then we finally broke above 40 right here. How much were we down, man? Down 57%. So we want to see this get up here, and we want to see it waddle up at the highs, and that'll help with price appreciation. We're looking good on the MACD for momentum. We've, just gradual, steady green bars going up. Even on some of these red days, our momentum was still positive. So want to get that back above the 0. Got a little bit of a ways to go there, but with this, peaking above the 60, it's kind of a pivotal next day or two to get us up there. What we don't want to see is this get rejected right here, because right now we're still like neutral bearish. Until we fully break above that 60, then we'll be bullish, and that's just kind of where we're at right now with Plume, guys. But especially these younger coins, altcoins, smaller caps, we're waiting on the macro. We need Bitcoin to give us some signs. We need some other alts. Maybe Ethereum starts taking a run. And again, some narrative, either altcoin specific or maybe something global. So let's just wait and see, guys. We're right there. Hang tight. Like, next couple months, this is going to be, you're not even going to remember this price level in a couple months. I promise you that. So if you guys could do me a favor, if you could follow, like, repost. I've been doing TA a long time. Just want to help as many of you guys as I can. I released an ebook a couple weeks ago on building the perfect crypto portfolio. You can check that out. Link in my Twitter bio or in the description of this YouTube video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I got a bunch more coming out today, so I will talk to you then.